This is Dr. Jillian Hartley, and I have the pleasure of doing an interview today with Mr. Willie D. Williams for the ANC Oral Histories. Mr. Williams is the Director for Outreach through Community Relations. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Mr. Williams, do I have your permission to record?
Yes, you do.
Great. Can you first tell me a little bit about where you grew up and what life was like?
Okay, well, I've been here in Mississippi County over 38 years. I grew up in Blytheville, Arkansas, and of course it was I and 10 more of my brothers and sisters, so it was 10 of us. My mom and father moved here from Muskogee, Oklahoma, because this is where his home was, and he wanted to come back to home. So all 10 of us, plus my mom and dad, moved here, and grew up in a small community. And it was a community full of vibrant people that was compassionate about their neighbors and in the future of Blytheville. And it was great because we had a lot of freedom to go out and play and to engage. We saw Blytheville as another opportunity for us to grow and to, be able to be a part of a community that loved the people.
May I ask, where did you fit in those 10, or would it be a total of 11 kids, right?
Yeah, I was the third oldest.
Okay.
Third oldest. It was my sister, my oldest brother, then myself.
Okay. So what role did education play in your family and community when you were younger?
Well, my mom and father, they had to start out working real young, when you raising 10 kids, 5 boys and 5 girls. But my dad, he graduated from Voltech when it was Mississippi College. I think it was MCCC, where he had his mechanic certificate from Voltech. And so that's the farthest he went. And my mother, at that time, had not yet received any higher learning. But they always push us. They always say, look, you guys need to know what you want to do, what field you want to go into, because you want to be able to make the best of your future. And education was always pushed. As a young child, we always heard mother and father, do your homework, ask questions, complete your assignments. Make sure that you understand that your future can only go as far as you make it, and education always been a higher priority in our family.
So how did your own, you do a lot of mentoring, mm-hmm. and you're in charge of a lot of mentoring things. So when you were growing up, who were some of the mentors, teachers, or community figures in Blytheville who influenced you in your path?
I think a lot of my mentors were my teachers, my male teachers, Mr. Willie, Mr. James, Mr. Lacey. These was great men that I was able to see. And you never be able to try to achieve something if you don't see it. And I saw men that was in the classroom. They came in, they were very professional, they cared about their students. And so they allowed me to see that, and that what birthed in me the desire to also be a leader and a mentor in the community. But I say the main mentor was my father. He went to work every day to provide for 5 boys and 5 girls. He never walked out. He never complained. He was there through the good and bad, and he instilled in us hard work and dedication. And so we was able to see that firsthand as children growing up, what a man should look like and what a mentor is. So he was pretty much my biggest mentor on the spiritual aspect, and also as a man and head of the household.
That's wonderful. I do want to mention, so you eventually become a student at Arkansas Northeastern College. So how did your own college experience at ANC shape your views on student success and the importance of support?
Well, when I left Newport Yamato back in 2015 and enrolled here at Arkansas Northeastern College, I was 38 years old at the time with a wife, 3 kids, and 1 on the way. And I knew that I had a path that was brighter, and I wanted to be able to solve people problems. I always was solution-oriented, and I always loved to be able to bring resources and bring solutions to individuals that are going through crisis and seeking assistant. So when I enrolled in 2015 here at Arkansas Northeastern College as a student, I came here to earn my associates, in which I did complete in 2017. But while I was here, 38 years old, been out of school for over at least over 15, 16 years. I saw that the college was a very family-friendly environment. There was a faculty and staff. They were very compassionate about the students. I saw a culture here that really shaped me because I was able to see where they was tying the ends up, where they was loose when it comes to bringing the students straight out of high school or straight from out of their jobs onto campus and showing them how they can be successful. And it was a holistic approach. And that's what ANC is so valuable when it comes to higher education. They just don't want you to see academically and just to get your associates or your technical certificate or your certificate of proficiency and just let you walk out the stage and walk out as just another statistic. No, they want to make sure that you learn the cultural side and how to achieve those other issues that are in your life and able to grow as a person, so you can take those tools and resources and also leave when you walk across the stage as well. So you become a better, not just a better student, but a better person once you enroll and complete whether your degree or your certificate here at Arkansas Northeastern College. And it has shaped me tremendously. Matter of fact, I started here as a peer mentor. I was part-time here at ANC because I wanted to help. I always felt like that, I can at least touch one person. It would satisfy me and it brought me great gratification. So I did that for a little bit, and I did probably about 2 semesters. I was pulling in. I maybe had about the 4 or 5 individuals that I mentor and assist them with their time management, prioritizing, assisting them with just encouraging them, just being an ear sometime. And so they can know they was not alone and they had someone there. Because a lot of the students here in this community do not have that support when it comes to home. They don't have that mother or father or someone that going to encourage them, because these are first generation of students. A lot of them that I have one-on-one personal contact with or first generation. So they don't have that support sometimes at home, but they can get it here at ANC. And so peer mentoring was my first job as a part-time job. But that was my first job here, and I enjoyed it, and that what brought me great gratification, knowing that I was able to help students here.
So that's the reason why you decided to make a career in higher education.
Yes, ma'am. It fell into my lap, and I always tell people, you reap what you sow, and I sowed into students, and our staff and faculty saw that, and I guess word got out, and I did it with fidelity. I took pride in my work. And when this job came open, first it was a success navigator, came open. Of course, I accepted the position because I seen the job description. And I was doing it when I was reading it, it was showing, layers of commitment to support students. It was all about the students and making sure they have all the resources they need to succeed as students here at Arkansas Northeastern College. And I've seen that I can play a very positive role in enhancing their journey here at Arkansas Northeastern College. So I became the success navigator, and I took on that role for up to for about 6 years. And then I was later promoted to director for outreach, which have the same similarities when it comes to assisting our students, and that means recruitment. And I recruit in the Mississippi County and in the Boot Hill area. We have fun days as part of our recruitment initiative. Also, I go into small communities events, barber shops, hair salons, churches, nonprofit organizations to recruit students. But also we play a role once we get them to the campus, we help them and walk them step by step through the administration and make sure they are sign up, that they have all their financial aid, taken care of. We make sure that they see their advisors. We make sure that if they have to take the accoplacer test, we make sure that we get that schedule and they get through that process as well. But another part of my role as a director for outreach is not just the recruitment, but the retention part and overseeing the part-time staff under the direction of Vice President Dr. Hunt in Community Relations.
Well, and Willie, you've talked a lot about your calling for it, and you obviously have a lot of the qualities that kind of a position requires. So when looking at like a typical work day, like for somebody who's maybe thinking about applying for a Success Navigator job at another institution, what would be kind of the typical day of a Success Navigator or now a Director for Outreach? What would that look like, and who are some of the demographics that you would have contact with?
Well, a lot of the individuals that I work with or individuals that's trying to change their perspective on life, and a lot of them already have a job, but they may feel like it's a dead-end job. They want a career change. So I really don't typically work with a lot of the high school students that are coming straight out of high school. I deal with those non-traditional students, and that's why when I go out into the community, I recruit individuals that's been out of school for years, or some that haven't yet earned their high school diploma, and I assist them with enrolling in our adult ed program. So that's the opportunity for them to earn their GED. But then there's others that want to come into our programs, the short-term programs, like welding, HVAC, CNA, nursing, phlebotomy, those kind of programs that we have are short terms. These are 1 semester, or some are 1 semester or 2 semesters, and they can be able to earn their certificate and make real good money. But my work day is simply come in, make sure that the staff is here, make sure that they are supported, whatever they need. Also, we have an opportunity bus. I make sure that the opportunity bus drivers are on their routes and everyone is taken care of, making sure the students are returning to the campus safely. Also, we have a mentoring program, and I'm making sure that the mentors are making sure that the sessions are being done with our students that are in the mentoring program. And then I make sure, of course, we have a food pantry, make sure that the food pantry is being provided and that the services are there and everyone is getting the support that they need. So it pretty much is making sure that I'm managing people and making sure that the people I'm managing are doing their job effective and with fidelity. And there's times I'm in meetings. There are times I have to go to and recruit. And also I work with our community partners. I help and assist Dr. Hunt with MOUs. So we have community partners. I help create the MOUs, allow them to sign it. So now we have a community partner with our college here at ANC. And these are individuals or agencies that when our students need some assistance and we don't have it here on the college, we can reach out to them. And that involved with domestic violence or temporary housing or employment or any of those things like that. We have community partners that we work with. And so I help build those community partners throughout Mississippi County and beyond to assist our students.
You've got so many things going on, and there's also a career closet, right?
Yes, ma'am. We
Yeah.
have a career closet here as well at ANC. But what we decided to do, because we have a community partner, Goodwill, we now partner with them. So they also assist us with clothing our students here at Arkansas Northeastern College.
So one of the things, you're such an inspirational person. You just have this energy about you always, and you have, since I met you, as you were my student,
Yes,
but you
ma'am.
have a real sense of care for people. And so when you reach out to some of these students, what are some of the things that you have found that you can do to really try to encourage them and help them persist and graduate?
Well, a lot of these students that I have personally being able to assist are first generation, meaning this mom, dad, uncle, brother did not even complete, some of them didn't even complete high school. So now they're coming here for higher learning. And they don't have that support. They don't have no one to really guide them. And it can come pretty stressful when you having to complete your assignments on time. Make sure that you upload your assignment. Make sure that you not falling behind. But yet you have a children, yet you have your job, full-time job. So being enough to kind of guide them and being a support to them, and when they get behind or they have any issues, I can say, hey, email your instructor, go talk to your advisor. Um, we have a mentoring program. Maybe you need to talk to someone. It may be, because a lot of our students, when it comes to finances, they don't have. They might have just spent their last $5 just to feed their child. So just being able to give them other resources that assist them while they're here earning their degree or certificate. So I'm almost like a therapist, a coach, all that wrapped in one. But I let them know that what all they have, what all they need is already in them. My job is to pull it out of them. So anything that they need, anything that they need for as encouragement, that's what I do. But anything they need is already in them. I pull them out with encouragement, with support, and then through that journey, I can see them. And one of my greatest accomplishments, I always say, when on graduation day, to see someone that I recruited from maybe a park event or a fun day or some church event, and see them walking across uh, that walk across the stage with their cap and their gown. Their family is out in the audience, and they're coming across and they're shaking the president of the college hand, and they're coming down that stage. It really made me feel like that this job is worth it, and I really assisted someone in order for them to continue to be great.
And it's more than the diploma.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a life change.
It's a life change.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And kind of looking at that, one thing I want to bring up is that we are in the upper Arkansas Delta, and there are some very unique strengths and challenges that students have in this area. So could you just describe what are some of the things you see kind of just regionally here that are challenges?
Well, Mississippi County is one of the biggest counties, I believe, in the state of Arkansas. But here in this area, transportation, we don't have transits that in other places may have. So having the opportunity bus to transport our students back and forth to college, that's one of the barriers that we was able to work with SNAP and DHS to bring that funding here through a grant. And so I'm grateful of that. We have two buses, one for the south end, one for the north end of the county. Another barrier is, of course, when it comes to keeping their utilities on. We work with EOC as a community partner, so we're able to assist them in that if they have those kind of challenges. Because I found out that it's so hard to complete an assignment or to turn in an assignment when you don't know if your light's going to be cut off in the middle of the night, or the water is going to be cut off when you get up in the morning to take a shower to get the kids up for school. And so those other outside resources that we have with our community partners, we help them with those barriers. But again, when it's first generation, it's their first time coming, I'm just there to support and be that bridge to assist them on to be successful on their journey here at Arkansas Northeastern College.
Well, being from the area,
Mm-hmm.
having such a close, or having your upbringing here, so what are some of the ways the local culture and history shape the way you approach your work?
Well, just raised here in Blytheville, pretty much mostly all my life, the culture is great because there's hard-working people here that love their family and their community, that take pride in being the best person, and take pride in taking care of their neighbors. And I've seen that all my life growing up here in Blytheville, Arkansas. And I know it's not just in Blytheville, but Mississippi County and beyond. We are very sold into being our brother's keeper. We are very sold into taking care of our families. And also the culture of hard work pays off. Whether you're in a steel mill, whether you're working at a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, we believe hard work pays off. And we believe that in order to get somewhere, you have to put in the work. And that's what this culture is about here. We don't make excuses. We know that there are times you may be born into a situation that is beyond you. You had no control of. But we believe in there's still hope at the end of the tunnel. There's still light. And if you just apply yourself and work hard and network and encourage yourself and others, that you can make all things possible. So that's the culture. That's the vibrant culture that's here in Mississippi County that I see, and I love it.
Well, and working with students, being, somebody who came back to school in your late 30s, right? Have you noticed any generational changes in the needs of students or their goals?
Well, yes, yes. One thing I noticed is, I enrolled at Arkansas Northeastern College at 38 years old. And when I got here, I was thinking, man, I'm going to be so far behind because these students just came straight out of high school, and I really didn't even graduate high school myself. I uh, got kicked out in the 11th grade, and so I went back and got my GED in 1996. So I never did have the opportunity to walk across the stage with my high school diploma. But I see that once I became a student here at Arkansas Northeastern College, that uh, the younger students and the older students had the same goal, and that is to complete what they came here for. But the older students had more experience, life experience, and they was able to assist the younger generation. And that's what I was able to do. At 38 years old, I already had, a home, extensive work history, family, mortgage, all those things combined, house note, car notes. And so even though I didn't have all the academic side, I was able still to be a mentor and to be impressionable on the students. And I noticed that the younger students were very appreciative of what I was able to bring to the classroom. And so we was able to close the gap with education and experience. So I think that Arkansas Northeast College is a great melting pot because, you do have a lot of youth, but you have a lot of non-traditional students here as well, and we able to grow together.
So, can you share success stories of students? What are some of the things that you've seen with student success that really have stood out to you, that really, really testifies to the work that you do and the dedication of you and so many people at ANC to try to help students graduate and become lifelong learners?
Well, I always hold this story dear to my heart. One day I was out recruiting in the community, and I went into Dollar General right here in Blytheville, Arkansas. It was a young man that was up. He was working the cashier. He was a cashier. He was working the desk. And I walked up to him and I asked him this simple question. I said, "Do you want something different?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "I want to go back to school and I want to get my nursing, achieve my nursing degree." And I told him who I was. And I told him, "Look, call me and I'll get you enrolled at Arkansas Northeastern College. We got one of the best nursing programs in Arkansas." He followed up and he did so. Take it on up 2 years later, his picture is the one that Arkansas Northeastern College chose to put on our magazine, our Connection magazine. And I still have that to this day. Now, this man went from working at Dollar General, which is a great place to work at. I'm sure that he did a great job there. But now his face is on a Connection magazine 2 years later. That's what success looks like to me.
So, do you have any more really rewarding moments, like for students, but also your own career that you want to share?
Well, I don't talk too much about myself, but I would talk about students. One thing I love is that being able to go back into the community and see people that I helped along the way because of Arkansas Northeastern College giving me this opportunity and being all about student first. And I tell people, they say, "What's your mission?" Students. The students are our mission. When a student come on or a prospective student come onto that campus and they need to get to the other side of the campus, we just don't point our fingers. We get up and we walk them where they need to be at. We introduce them to whoever they need to talk to. We make sure that they arrive safely. And so it's not a statistic. You are not a number at Arkansas Northeastern College. You are an individual. And you have a face and you have a need. And we are here for that. And that's what's so important to me. And I was able to help so many people to achieve their dreams I went into Lowe's just 2 weeks ago, and this young lady was trying her hardest to enroll at the college, and I worked with her, and I thought that she'll never get in. I really did. But I went to Lowe's to get something, and she ran up to me, and she said, "Hey, Mr. Williams." I said, "Hey." She said, "I'm enrolled," and she told me a couple of classes that she's taking currently right now. And I was like, wow. Even when I feel like that, hey, this is a hard task, or feel like, hey, I don't know if it's going to work. And then to see someone still working at Lowe's, and now she's enrolled currently as a student, and I know that has something, played a part in that. It's just great gratification. So I have many, many stories to tell, but I just like to say that it's a blessing, and I tell people all the time, this is not my job, this is my ministry. And so when I wake up every morning, I put on my tie and my shirt or my polo and my pants and come out here, I know that I'm here to help somebody. And while I'm helping somebody, I'm helping also my community as well.
Well, and Willie, you're such a positive person. So I do want to go on the flip side of that, because I do want to know, what are some of the tougher challenges that you have faced?
Challenges is that, so many of our non-traditional students or maybe in a underserved communities where they don't have all the services that they need. And it's hard. It's hard when you walk out of your house and you don't see anything that will motivate you to do better. It's sometimes family, they're, may be on drugs or mental health. These are other issues that a lot of our students that I personally recruit, they have these issues. So you talking to them and you trying to sell ANC. You trying to sell that this is the place that can change your life. But at the end of the day, they have to go back to the same people, places, and things, and they still have to look at reality. So I have several students that I assist them enrolling into their classes. But they had to be honest. They had to come to me and say, "Mr. Williams, I appreciate all you have done. You helped me with rolling. You helped me with my financial aid. You helped me get the CPI so they could help me with my children and get them in daycare. You did all that. But right now, it's all about me paying bills, and I have to get another job." Or their supervisor didn't see any reason for them to have to switch shift to come out here to ANC, so they had to continue to work, and so they had to drop out for that semester. So I have had stories too where the student really wanted it, but didn't have that support at home, didn't have it on their job, and so they have to, withdraw. But I know that hopefully one day they'll be able to come back and enroll in ANC.
Well, and here we are, Willie. This is October 7th of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about what COVID did? Seems like it's only been 5 years ago, but how much of a challenge was that?
Well, as a staff member and still had a job here to make sure that anyone that wanted to enroll at Arkansas Northeastern College had the opportunity. With the whole shutdown, it kind of put a strain. We had to cancel all our fun days. We had to cancel even the community as a whole had to come out, cancel a lot of community events. But you're still trying to do your job, still trying to perform in what you do. But what I've seen is even with the children that were still in elementary and high school, they didn't get that one-on-one, and they didn't get that structured environment. They went to Zoom, because of social distance and the shutdown. So you had a lot of students that didn't get that extra help that they needed, and it affected them negatively because of that. Of course, they went on ahead and maybe went to the next grade, but there were still some things that was missing. So now they'll graduate and they want to enroll to ANC, but you have to meet certain goals and scores on your ACCA. And I've seen that's the biggest challenge I've seen is a lot of our students are going to have probably have a problem with passing and getting the scores that they need with our ACCA. and you have students that didn't get not only the structure that they would normally get in a classroom, but also uh, the social aspect of it. Social skills plays a very important with you being able to successfully complete anything in life. Social skills is, and I see it. I would have to throw this in. Social media have, in some ways, stifle a lot of our, especially this younger generation, when it comes to social skills, because they don't know about social conflict, how to resolve matters, eye contact, just that physical connection because they're so attached. And I think that when COVID came along and we had to shut down, all they had was social media. All they had was their iPhone or their tablet. So they got connected with that. And even when COVID left and we were able to get out and go back to school and all that, they still was attached to that. And now you have individuals now that coming into college where you have to talk, you have to look at your instructor, you have to do follow up, you have to check your emails, you have to have small group assignments, and you have to. They don't have those skills. They've been stripped.
And to add to that, Willie, you're so right on because I know that like social or soft skills are a big thing that employers say.
Yes.
Yeah. Communication, just in taking feedback.
Right.
But you play a big role in letting people know that it's okay to ask for help.
That's right.
And if you need something, say something.
Yeah. There's a saying, closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I always tell them, look, you have not because you ask not. Yep. And there's an answer somewhere.
Right.
There's a solution for your problem. But you have to open your mouth and have to express that. And once you do, I'm sure someone will be able to assist you in that area.
Well, looking at the future, so what do you think community colleges in this area, but in any area, will look like in 10 to 20 years from now?
Well, hopefully that there'll still be community colleges because we need them. Everyone will not be able to afford to go to a university and pay or want to have a student loan over excess of $80,000 so they'll be able to earn a degree. We need community colleges because they help with assist with financial when it comes to Pell Grants, and then not only that, it assists them to find out what they really want. Community college is a smaller college, but it's a melting pot of all different cultures and ethnic background and genders and people from places from even from far off that are here, and you're able to develop that sense of who you are in a community college versus to a big university where you just out there, but a smaller, intimate place like this, like Arkansas Northeastern College and other community colleges throughout the state and throughout the nation, are great for individuals that want to still work, still want to be able to go to their house and come back and go to school, and still feel like they can get their help that they need. And so, as a director for outreach, I can only hope that we still have community colleges and they're still able to be that bridge for individuals that want to get their associates and find out what they really want, then go on for their bachelor's or master's or even doctors. But I think this is a great opportunity for us to have a voice at the state level and the national level to let our elected officials to know that community colleges are valued and that we need to stand, what they say, 10 toes down and let them know that don't pull this program, don't pull these community colleges because they really impact our local economy because the programs that community colleges provide, they are tailor-made for the industries or for the agencies and organizations that's right there in that community. You take that from a community. You taking the workforce, you taking your teachers, you taking your nurses from right out of that community. Now they have to go maybe 50 miles or even longer up the road. So community colleges need to stay. They bring a lot of value to the community.
So if someone's listening to this thinking about going into student success, student outreach, what advice would you give that person?
I think the biggest advice I would give them is to know who you are and know this is what you want to do. and don't look at your success as tailored to every individual success, because you're going to have some failures. You're going to have some times where you feel like, you know, as I'm making any positive impact in anybody's life. But know who you are and be persistent and do it with integrity and fidelity. Be able to go to sleep at night knowing you did everything you did right to assist an individual, and be able to wake up in the morning and know that you are willing to do it again and not change anything. That's what it's all about. So if you want to be a success navigator or go into student success where you're able to assist students, know it's not all about you. It's about that student. And I always take it as not as just what is your job, but take it as it's your responsibility to do what you have to do. And when you get back up the next day, be willing to do it all over again.
Well, Willie, when you think about your legacy at the college and in the community, what do you hope, in 20 or 30 years, your legacy will be?
I just hope that anyone that remember me, that my legacy would be that he cared. And I feel that we all have that, embodied that I care, not just about me and my household, but I care about my employees. I care about my co-workers. I care about my leaders. I care about my neighbors. I care about my friends. I think the world will be a better place. So my legacy is I care. I care about you. I don't know your name. I don't know where you're from. I don't know your past. I don't know your future. But I know in the present time, I care about you.
Well, Willie, your dedication to serving others is really astounding and appreciated by so many. And I want to thank you for your time today. Is there anything else you want to share before we sign off?
No, just keep doing what you're doing and do the best you can at it. And I think everything else will take care of itself.
All right.